Hello YouTubers, got another video here. I've picked up another crawler. Um, this is another Redcat racing crawler. Redcat, they've really done their research when it comes to their crawlers. They're decent crawlers for the money. You know, you might have some upgrades you have to do pretty quickly. I had the RS10 XT up there. I've upgraded both steering servos because they were definitely a weak link with those. But I've also got the Ever 16 there, and that truck has been completely problem free. So I picked up one of their little 124 scale Sumo crawlers. These are neat because they are four-wheel steer like the bigger XTs in a very small package. There's lots of unboxing videos of these on YouTube as well. There's also a lot of videos showing you how to modify them, how to make them crawl better. Some stuff you can do out of the box is absolutely free. Just a matter of moving the shocks. I actually moved the shock mounts. I watched some YouTube videos on these guys and moved my shocks. All it does is put them to a lower point where they mount at the top. It actually gives you more articulation. As you can see, that's the articulation it has now. It had quite a bit less before. It was about like there, just because the shocks were mounted in a more upright position, so that made them a little stiffer. This will soften them up a little bit and let it articulate fully. Now this doesn't take a rechargeable battery like your conventional RCs. You know, once you start getting towards hobby grade. Take the body shell off here. It has these really long pins that go right from one of the body posts to the other on the side. As you can see, it takes AAA batteries for them that mount in the sides. And there's also, if you wanted to upgrade to a lipo or even just an actual nickel metal hydrate pack, there's guys that show you how to gut out these battery boxes and you know, just put a battery connector onto the wires and run a battery pack you can recharge. Yeah, like I was saying about moving the shocks, you can see I've mounted them down here. When you buy it, they're mounted up here at the highest point, which is less of an angle, which helps for body torque, but when you put them on more of an angle, it just softens the springs up enough to give you that better articulation. So far, I played with this quite a bit around the house. I haven't had any issues with it. It's been reliable. It runs a long time off of the AAA batteries. I haven't put a set through it yet, so just really neat. Something this size that's four-wheel steer. And I really like the paint job on the body. I think it's kind of neat. You can get these in, I think, maybe 2 or 3 colors. I just so happen to have the green. It's kind of a similar body style to the RS10 XT, very similar. The controller that comes with this little guy is the exact same controller that comes with the RS XT. It's the 4-channel with that third channel by your thumb to change the steering modes. It's got all the same steering modes as the big one, where you can just front steer, crab walk, have them turn opposite to turn sharp, and then just rear steer. So definitely a lot of value for the money you pay for this little guy. I mean, you might look at something like this. I picked this up. I actually bought this new in box. It was unused, but I bought it off of a local website. The guy had it and just never actually opened it up out of the box. As far as retail price up here where I am, they go about $140 for one of these little guys, which is pretty expensive for the size of it. But I mean, you've got that four-wheel steer with it. You know, anything that you start getting into crawlers with four-wheel steer, you're looking at more money. That's why I like the Redcats. You can't beat the value as far as price goes for these guys. You know, you might have to do some upgrades here and there to make them crawl as good as some more expensive brands, but even if that added into your cost, you're probably still going to be saving money. So I know stuff in price comparison to these RS10 XDs, anything like in comparison of price isn't four-wheel steer, nor does it have the motors mounted on the axles. They're usually a mid-mount engine with a transmission, and having the motors mounted on the axles doesn't give you any of that body torque. And then, you know, being four-wheel steer, and you know, if you get something in the price range of these guys, you're not going to have that four-wheel steer. You're not going to have the motors on the axles. This one here, a little update on it. Like I said, I upgraded both servos. I've recently took the foams out of the tires. I just took them right out. As you can see, like when it's sitting flat on the ground, it's not like the tires squishing down without the foams in there. It's still staying inflated type. I know there's not actual air in them, but I don't know how else to explain it. But just to soften them up, just to get a little bit better traction. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. That's another nice thing about this Redcat crawler, having the actual functional bead locks, so you don't have to worry about degluing the tires. So if you want to just pop the foams out and try it, if you don't like it, you can just pop them back in. You're not worried about gluing, ungluing, stuff like that. Also, when you get into like, especially if you take the foams out, you get into really soft, foamy tires, you want to have a stand of some type just to keep them off the ground, because if they do sit for a while, you'll get a flat spot. Eventually it might come out, but you're driving, it's going to be doing a little bit of a hop or a weave for a bit. Yeah. So I've now have a 124, 116, and a 110 scale crawler. Two of them being four-wheel steer, which is neat. I just thought I'd do a little video. Like I said, there's all kinds of review videos on these little guys, all kinds of unboxing videos. I just thought it was neat and thought it'd be fun to play with around the house. You can use them outside, of course, as well. It's just you know, a matter of how big of the rocks are in the area where you're crawling, which is going to kind of base on what size crawler you buy if you are looking to get into crawlers. Like I said, I don't mind the Redcats at all. They seem to be decent as far as their crawlers go for what you pay, and you know, the money you save you could put into upgrades and down the road and make it crawl just as good as a low C or an axial. You'd be quite surprised. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the Sumo. A little close up here. The ESC and receiver are all this circuit board right here. They call it a combo. As you can see, the servos are plugged in at the left there, and it's a neat little truck. All right. See you whenever I have my next video up, and hope you enjoyed.